Hey y'all, it's your girl Hope, your TV movie bestie, and I watch good shit. And let's go ahead and get into episode 6 of Paradise. Y'all, this show is getting progressively more unhinged, and I am unwell. I cannot. I don't know how they pack all of this crazy in 45 minutes. Okay, so the episode opens. This is a flashback episode. So we see it in flashbacks in present day, and it's all about Jane. And I done told y'all Jane is crazy, but my God, today we learned Jane is even more crazy. Like Jane is batshit crazy, and maybe not even her fault. So the episode opens with this guy who works at Circuit City, and he keeps getting all these messages that says a killer will be born on June 6th at 12:01 a.m. and he has to deliver a message. And so he gets it through email, he gets it on his pager. Shout out to pagers. He phone calls, like he just keeps getting this message. And so this is a few days before June 6th. So he's just like, what is this? So finally June 6th comes. He goes to the hospital. I guess it's only one hospital. And I guess he's just looking for whoever just had a baby. So he runs into this woman who we have just seen have a baby all by herself. She appears to have postpartum depression because the baby crying, she ain't touching the baby, she ain't looking at the baby, she just staring at the walls. And so now she's outside with a nurse in a wheelchair. I'm not sure if she's going home or she just going for a walk, whatever. But she got the baby. So the Circuit City guy, he rolls up and he's like, hey, you just had this baby. And she's like, yeah. And I'm thinking, ma'am, you don't know this man at all. Why are you even talking to him? But anyway, so the guy's like, was she born on June 6th at 12:01 a.m.? And the lady's like, what? And so he's like, oh my gosh, that's her. That's her. She's a killer. And I got a message for this baby. And so he's going berserk. And everybody is like, what the fuck is going on? So he's like, I got a message for her. She's a killer, but she can be stopped at the right time. And he just starts screaming this. And so, security and stuff is coming. Now the baby is crying. This lady is like, Jane, stop crying. And we realize that's Jane. So, it's no real wonder that Jane is crazy. Look how her life started. Okay, so we see Jane kind of grow up. Jane is not wrapped too tight. Jane is hearing voices, and her mama thinks that it's like, her imaginary friends. People talking to Jane, but ain't no people around. So Jane is doing like all kinds of weird stuff, and it's just telltale signs that Jane is not right from the very start. Okay, so then we come back to present day. We back in the bunker. Sinatra, she's back at work, and Jane is right by her side. So they go to the Secret Service to tell them about the president. So they're like, the president dead. I know y'all already heard that. The Secret Service is like, we down 2 presidents. So they say Jane comes to reporting live, and she's like, Robinson did it. We have captured her. I thought Robinson was dead, y'all. Robinson's still alive. So she's like, we got Robinson. She's been detained, and we're, questioning her about what happened. And she said, but, she was working with Xavier because, they done blamed Xavier for everything. And now he just AWOL. And so she's like, she was real close with Xavier. So it's no wonder that she killed this president, but we're going to get to the bottom of this. So then Sinatra comes and she's like, we got another problem too. And she said, there's a whole militia forming outside. So remember, this is Shailene Worley. This is her baby daddy, him and his crew. Remember, they came, they was knocking on the door like, let us in. Okay, so Sinatra is like, yeah, these people outside, they trying to get in. And she's like, I got a plan for what to do with them. but I don't want to do anything without y'all's approval. And so they just like, so much, so much is going on. Like, sure, I guess do whatever you got to do. So she's like, okay, cool. Um, so then we go to, I don't even know where this is, y'all, but it's like below the bunker, like the basement. So a few episodes ago, where the first president, where his son got arrested and then they took him down below the bunker. Okay, so I'm just calling it the basement. So that's where we go to, and he's still down there, and Robinson down there now. Okay, so the president's son, he is trying to work with the guy who built all of this, the whole bunker, and he wants him to help them escape. And so the guy is just like babbling and going on, and he's just like, great, nobody's down here to help me. I got to get to the bottom of this. Okay, so we go back to Jane and Sinatra. And Sinatra's like, Jane, before you shot me, you said that you shot me because I was no good to you dead. What did you mean by that? And so Jane is like, well, I'm a killer. And she's like, so I'm a tool. And she's like, I need somebody like you. I need a purpose. And she says, so if you're dead, then I don't really have a purpose. So we're like a team now. And Sinatra's like, oh, okay, cool. So Sinatra says, all right, I got a plan. I'm going to talk to the people outside, the militia, but I need you to go out there and get them to agree to the terms. And so Jane's like, you want me to go outside? And so Sinatra's like, And she's like, okay, fine. Jane just looking for a reason to kill somebody, anybody. So, all right, we go back to Jane's earlier life. Okay, Jane is like an adult now. She's at the farm, whatever that is. And this is where we meet her teacher, which is Sterling K. Brown's wife in real life, Ryan Michelle Bath. So we meet them, and Jane is in some kind of training, and she's good at what she does, but she gets very upset. And so she reacts sort of impulsively, and her teacher is like, you got to calm down. And she's like, I'm going to teach you the art of meditation. And when you properly learn how to utilize meditation, then you'll be able to see and hear things that other people aren't. You'll be able to be like outside of your mind and see things so you can assess the situation in the best way possible. So her and her teacher, they are getting along very well. Jane really likes her. I guess this is part of like a tool. She has a purpose. She's being used. Okay. So then we go back to the bunker. Okay. In the bunker, Jane goes outside. She meets with the crew, and she's like, look, our leader wants to meet with y'all, and y'all got to come, you got to come by yourself, the baby daddy. So I forgot his name. So anyway, she's like, he says, no, I'm not going to do that. So they agree to terms. 5 men can come with him, all unarmed. So they're like, okay. And he says, y'all got apple pie in there? And she's like, yeah, and it's good. And so he's like, all right, I'll meet with y'all. Okay, so they agree to that. Now we also go to the therapist. I forgot her name. Y'all, I got to get these names together. But y'all know who I'm talking about. Okay, so we go to the therapist, and she's meeting with Robinson because she's like, look, I know you didn't kill the president. I know this is something about Sinatra, and you got to help me get to the bottom of it. And so Robinson is like, I could give 2 fucks about what y'all want me to do. She's like, I ain't got to do nothing but stay black and die. And so Robinson is just like, I'm over this. I'm not helping y'all do nothing. I don't care. It can all burn to the ground. And so the therapist is like, Robinson, we have got to stop Sinatra. Like, she is crazy. And so Robinson is like, you know what's funny? It ain't even Sinatra. She's like, Sinatra is crazy, But the one we really need to be watching out for is Jane. And she's like, oh yeah, Jane did all this. Jane done killed all these people. Like everybody that done gone missing, Jane. It was Jane. And so the therapist is just like, what? Okay. So then we go back to throwback to Jane. Y'all. Now this was the part that took me out. I did a short video on this, so y'all go watch that and laugh at it. But oh my gosh, Jane. Okay, so Jane is, hanging out with her teacher. And her teacher's like, I didn't get this promotion today. This other guy got it. And she was like, I was really hoping I was going to get it. And the only reason he got it is because he is a man. And so she's like, yeah, if I had a dick, I probably could have got it too. And so Jane is like, So Jane goes to talk to old buddy. And she's like, look, she deserves this. She's more qualified than you. Just step down, let her get the position. And so he's like, who are you? And he's just like, you know what? Go ahead and get the flying fuck off of my porch, which that cracks me up. And Jane is like, okay, you know what? I tried to be nice to you. So we go to the night. So that's during the day. So that night, Jane shows up at her teacher's house. And, she's like, I came over for dinner. And so her teacher is like visibly upset. And she's like, did you hear about old buddy? Like he got attacked and he's in a hospital and been in surgery forever. And so Jane's like, oh, so you gonna get the job now? And she's like, what? Jane, he's in the hospital. And she's like, well, I know. So he probably ain't gonna be able to do his job. So you can get the promotion. And she's just like, Jane, what? So Jane got a little present. And she's like, Jane, what you got in that bag? And Jane says, well, you told me that the only reason he got the job was because he got a dick. Well, that's no longer an issue. And Jane could not be more pleased with herself. And her teacher is like, do what, Jane? Y'all, Jane showed up with a dick in a box. Lorena Bobbitt for 2026. Jane will not stop. I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, so back to the bunker. Okay. The therapist, she shows up at Sinatra's house and, she's wanting to talk to Sinatra, but Jane is there. Sinatra is not. And so Jane is like, she's not here. And so the therapist is like, Jane, I know about you. I know all the stuff that you've been up to. I know about all these killings. And let's pause here because I never understand this in horror movies and psychological thrillers. Like, I'm a final girl. Like if I'm ever in a horror movie, baby, I am living. I am surviving. I am thriving because I done seen all the movies and I know how to live. But I never understand why, if you think a person is a killer or you think they're up to no good, they've done a lot of bad things, why would you tell them you know that? Why would you be like, I know what you did? Like they gonna kill you. Like, it's so obvious. Why would you let the killer get the upper hand? So the therapist is like, yeah, Jane, I know all about you, blah, blah, blah. And Jane, Jane's a bad bitch. So she come back with, oh, well, if you know all the things I've done, you know what I'm capable of. Exactly. You're next on the list, ma'am. You about to die soon and very soon. So the therapist is like, well, I'm coming for Sinatra. And so Jane is like, if you come from Sinatra, you got to go through me. And I'm just like, ma'am, why do you want to die today? Okay, so we leave them. We go back down in the basement, whatever. Okay, so the president's son's down there. The guy who built the bunker is down there. And Robinson is like, what you up to the president's son? And she's like, I know you got something going on. And she's like, look, don't be stupid. Just stay down here. And he's like, we getting up out of here. I'm getting the builder and we getting up out of here. And she's like, you're not going to make it. Like, you're not that smart. And he's like, you know what? I don't need my daddy's side piece to tell me what I can and can't do. And Robinson's like, oh, side piece? Oh, okay. Okay, who are you talking to? And so she's like, you know what? I don't even care. Do whatever. Do whatever. I don't care. Whatever. So he's like, yeah, I will. So it's night and him and the builder, you know, they trying to escape or whatever. And Robinson, she watching the whole thing and she's like, they gonna fuck this up. And she's like, I got to get involved. She's like, I can't let, you know, that was my man and I can't let his son go down. And she's like, I got to go save him. So, you know, she do a little karate chopping and she beats up all the guards and stuff. And so she gets to them. And y'all, how many bunkers are there? So they going down in a hole where it's some more stairs below this. And I'm like, we 3 layers deep in a bunker? Like, I'm so confused. Where are we going? Where does this lead? But that's where they're going. They're going down. Okay, now the last piece of the episode goes to Xavier and Gary. Now remember, from episode 5, we do not trust Gary. But Xavier, he knows Gary got a secret, but he doesn't know what that is, and he doesn't know to not fully trust Gary. So Xavier's plan is to build this bomb. He's going to set it off as a distraction, and then he's going to go into the area with the train people and get Terry. So that's the plan. So he got the bomb. He's running. Gary's supposed to like push the button and set it off or something. So Xavier, he's with the bomb. He's almost ready. He's talking on the radio to Gary, and he's looking at a picture of Terry. And he's just like, Gary, if something happened to me, if I don't make it out, you gotta find Terry and tell her our kids are safe. They're in Colorado, and you gotta make sure that Terry is safe. And so Gary is like, that's all I ever wanted to do, Xavier. Now, while he's saying this, X is looking at this picture that's of all the people that were in the post office, and everybody else is smiling, looking at the camera. Gary ass, he looking at Terry like a little puppy dog, and X is like, what's going on with this? And before he can put 2 and 2 together, Gary done unhooked the bomb and getting ready to blow it up. So Xavier sees this because Gary goes, sorry, X. And Xavier like, what the fuck? So he throws the bomb and it still blows up, but this creates a whole big thing. All the train people, they come running, and y'all, here is Terry. So for the first time in 2.5 seasons, Terry and Xavier are in present day together. Finally, the episode ends. Y'all, when I tell you this show be having me, baby, I be going through it with this show. But it is so good. I love it. I cannot get enough. All right, so that's episode 6, y'all. Please tell me y'all are watching. What did y'all think? Like, so many mind-blowing moments this episode. I didn't know what to do with myself. But like, subscribe, follow. I'm on all the socials. Your TV Movie Bestie. And until the next episode, bye, besties.